Good morning, all of you. In the last class, we have discussed about stamen part. Right? Stamen, which is a unit of androecium. Can you tell me, stamen is made up of which two parts? Quickly. Stamen is made up of which two parts? Correct. Anther and filament. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of epipetalus? Yes, stamens attached to petals. Good, very good. Epiphyllus, epiphyllus condition, stamens attached to tepals. Correct. Now the next point in that stamen part, that variation in the length of stamen. In the diagram, you can see this. This is the stalk of the flower pedicel, and here thalamus, swollen part of the pedicel. Next, on which the stamens are arranged. But if you can make out over here, two are very small, and two are small, and two are long. Same over here, there's difference in number of stamens. Two are short and four are long. So variations in length in some of the flowers, this thing we can observe. And filamentous length is changed. In some of the stamens, generally, if you can observe flower, in that all the stamens have equal length. But in some of the flowers, this thing is, we can observe, some stamens have very short filaments, some stamens have very long filament, like this. So on the basis of that, one classification is given. Didynamous, on the basis of variation in stamen of length, stamens divided into two, or the flower divided into two, didynamous condition and tetradynamous condition. Didynamous, in that two di, so we call 2+2 arrangement. And in this one is a tetra and other is a di, so we call 4+2 arrangement. Right? 2+2 arrangement, two short and two long. Two short and the yes, two long filaments. Next, tetradynamous condition. In that, four long and two short anthers. So tetradynamous, in that total 6 stamens, out of these 4 are long, which are located at the center. At the periphery, two short stamens are present, short length stamens are present. Remember this kind of arrangement. This information only and only for NEET exam. Didynamous example first, Ocimum, Tulsi, and Salvia. Ocimum and Salvia in the didynamous condition, and mustard, radish, turnip in that tetradynamous condition. 4 stamens at the center are very long, 2 at the periphery short. Here 2 at the center short and 2 at the periphery long. So didynamous condition, tetradynamous condition. On the basis of this name, just you will have to remember. Didynamous 2+2, tetradynamous 4+2. Always remember 2+2 आप लिखते हो and 4+2. In that, this initials they related to center, and this two at the periphery. Examples, remember, very, very important. Ocimum tulsi, salvia, then tetradynamis in that mustard radish and turmeric. Next type of classification in that stamen, that stamens, see, in a flower, either they are free from or in a united form, just a calyx corolla में थे, right? If they are in free from, if they are free, we call the polyandrous condition. If stamens are over here, thalamus is there, and stamens on that arrange, they all are totally free from each other. None of the part of this stamen that attach with the any other stamen, right? So that type of flowers we called that type of flowers we call the polyandrous. Poly meaning free, polyandrous, poly free, androus meaning stamen. And all the stamens which are present in the flower, all are totally free from each other. We call polyandrous. जैसे polysepalous, polypetalous करते थे, same way polyandrous. Now, but when stamens are fused with each other, stamens are fused with each other, then it will make when stamens are fused with each other, it will make bundle, right? So first we call, if in a flower only one bundle of stamen is formed, we called monoadelphous. We called monoadelphous. Monoadelphous, single bunch or single bundle of stamen. Example, hibiscus, China rose. In China rose, if you observe, see, here the sectional view is given, longitudinal sectional view. Here the ovary is present, then style part is there, and then stigma. Now, we are focusing on the stamen. If you can make out over here that filament part is present, on which yellowish color anthers are present. Right? These all are united to each other. These all are united. Means one over here, then second, third, fourth, fifth, same on the other side also. Like this. And on which the anthers are present. Actual structure like this. So all the stamens over here attached to each other. That's why we call it form of one bundle, monoadelphous condition. Monoadelphous, remember, one bundle of stamen, all the stamens united to each other and shows one bundle. Hibiscus, see, in hibiscus, if we can make out over here, that bundle of stamens are present, yellowish color structure, right? In that, the thread-like structures that we call the filaments, and they all are united to each other. Next, if stamens are fused in such a way that it will form two bundles, so that condition we called didelphous condition. That condition we call didelphous condition. Didelphous condition meaning diadelphous condition, in that two bundles of stamen, in one bundle 9 stamens are present and in other one single. If we can make out over here, just imagine initially over here on the thalamus, total 10 stamens are present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this 9 stamens, they are fused with each other. उसके filaments parts सब fuse हो जाते हैं. It will make a one structure. It will make a one structure. Just the tip part remain free, on which the anthers are present, and one that is totally free stamen. So in one bundle, we can say that 9 stamens are there, and in other one, only single stamen is present. So this 9 plus 1 condition, remember, ये died adelphus का particular feature है, specific feature. In that 10 stamens are there, 9 plus 1 condition. And this feature, remember, is the unique feature of Fabaceae family. Fabaceae family, in the stamen, remember, diadelphous condition. 9 plus 1, 2 bundles of stamen. 9, all are fused with each other. 1 remain free. Next, third one, that we call, in that the, see, initially for one single bundle is formed, then 2 bundles are formed, and now more than 2 bundles of stamens are formed. When more than 2 bundles of stamens are formed, we call polyadelphous condition. Called polyadelphous. Poly here meaning many. Adelphous, many bundles of stamen. Many bundles of stamen. In that, this is the one bundle, then second bundle, third bundle, fourth bundle. One more thing that you should remember, in each bundle, equal number of stamens are present. This is the thalamus. Now, understand that in each, on this thalamus, 5 stamen, then again 5. Hypothetically, understand, on thalamus, 15 stamens are present. Now, these 15 stamens make 3 bundles. 15 stamens make 3 bundles. In that, this is it over here, all are fused with each other and make a one bundle. These all stamens are fused with each other, make another bundle. And these 3, this all yellowish color, all are fused with each other, make another one. So in a way, we get 3 bundles, 1, 2, and 3. So more than 2 bundles of stamen, it may be 4, 5, whatever in number. But in each bundle, equal number of stamens are present. Remember. This condition we call polyadelphous. Many bundles of stamen, that we call the polyadelphous. Example, citrus. Okay. Example, citrus. Citrus fruits जितने भी है, like lemon, orange. In that, this type of condition we can observe. First, that we have learned monoadelphous condition. Can you tell me what is the meaning of monoadelphous? Monoadelphous meaning, yes, one bundle of stamen. One bundle nahi, one bundle of stamen. Example, remember, all are united with each other. Example, which one? Yes, China rose, or you can say that the hibiscus. Next, if 2 bundles are formed, 2 bundles of stamens are formed, we called, correct, diadelphous. Example, P given, but which family? Remember, I have told you Fabaceae means P. All the pulses. आप pulses के कोई भी plant ले लो. In that you can get this type of flower in which diadelphous conditions are there. Then, if more than 2 bundles of stamens, we call yes polyadelphous. Example, citrus. Next, tell me, if on the thalamus, 2 stamens have very short length, 2 stamens have very long length, we called what type of that condition we called? Correct, didynamous. Good, didynamous. Example, remember tulsi and salvia. Yes, correct. And then 4 plus 2 condition. 4 plus 2 condition, then yes, tetradynamous. Tetradynamous. Example, radish, yes, turnip, mustard. All of you, clear this? Next. So with that, I have completed that androecium. Now next, we are going to study that's the gynoecium. Gynoecium, that is the innermost wall of flower. See, gynoecium, that is the innermost wall of flower, outer calyx, then inner to that corolla, then androecium, and at the center, essential wall is present that we call the gynoecium. Gynoecium, in that 3 parts, ovary, this is the ovary, style, and stigma. Ovary, style, and stigma. Now, ovary, style, and stigma, in that ovary, that is the base part, basal part, right? Which is the enlarged basal part, on which the elongated tubular structure is present, that we call style. And on the style, stigma is present. At the tip of the style, stigma is present. And this stigma, if you remember, pollens during pollinations, okay, pollens from the anther, it comes to the stigma. So stigma has the receptivity. Stigma has receptive surface for pollen grains. It allows the growth of the pollen tube into that style region, and then it reaches to the ovule, right? So stigma, style, and ovary, these are the basic 3 parts of the female reproductive part of flower. Ovary, basal part, then elongated tubular structure we call style, and on which receptive surface area that we call the stigma, which allows the growth of pollen grain by forming pollen tube. Next, gynoecium. Okay, entire gynoecium, that is the female reproductive wall. Just androecium unit is which one? Stamen. Gynoecium unit, carpel. And this we call single carpel. In a one flower, it might be the many carpels are there. Means suppose two carpel, then we can say that two ovary, two style, two stigma. Five carpels, so five ovary, five style, and the five stigma. But in together we call it's a whorl of gynoecium. Individual they are carpel, so unit we call carpel, and together we call it's a whorl of gynoecium. Now next, inside the ovary, ovules are present. This is the ovary, and inside it, the ovules are present. Right? In some of the ovary, only single ovule is present. In some of the ovary, many ovules are present, more ovules are present. And these all ovules that are attached at the one point in the ovary. This is the ovary, and in that the ovule, suppose one ovule is present, that attach at this point to the ovary, and that part we call placenta. That we call the placenta. Right? Ovule attached to the ovary by a flattened cushion-like structure, smooth, soft structure that we call the placenta. Right? Now, we know single carpel is present, or the more than many carpels are also present. So if more than one carpel is present, single hai, then it's a different thing. But if more than one carpel is present, then these carpels again may be free from each other or the fused with each other. Right? Either they are free from each other or the fused with each other. Depending on that, we can say that one carpel, second carpel, third. More than one carpels are present, right? Stigma, style, and ovary. So these three are free from each other. Over here, just these three are free from each other. But if they are fused with each other, then one ovary, second, third, then their style part is also fused, and then stigma. Stigma generally bifurcated hota hai in that. So on the basis of this type of serrated margin, we can understand 1, 2, and 3. So we can understand here 3 carpels are there. But style part dekho, we can't differentiate. Ovary in that this type of condition we can observe. They are fused. 3 carpels are there, 1, 2, and 3. All are fused with each other. Right? So if carpels are free from each other, we called apocarpus condition. And if carpels are fused to each other, we call syncarpus. Right? Apocarpus in case of rose and lotus. Syncarpus in case of mustard and tomato. Remember, if carpels are free from each other, if more than one carpel, then we call carpels are free from each other, so apocarpus condition. And if carpels are fused to each other, we call the syncarpus condition. Apocarpus condition, rose lotus, syncarpus condition, tomato and mustard. Next thing, you have learned this thing in angiosperm. After fertilization, can anyone tell me this ovary converts into what after fertilization? Ovary part converts into what? Yes, correct. Ovary converts into fruit. And inside the ovary, ovules are there. These ovules convert into seed, right? These ovules convert into the seed. Now, we are going to learn very important topic. Like one, we have learned estivation. Now, the second topic that we call the placentation. That we call the placentation. In that, placentation is what, first of all? Arrangement of ovules. Arrangement of ovule within the ovary is known as placentation. See, ovule ultimately convert into seed. तो हम जो सीड ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं वो बिफोर फर्टिलाइजेशन जस्ट ओव्यूल था, राइट? जस्ट इमेजिन दैट हियर, कैन यू टेल मी दिस इज this picture for which plant? Yes, correct, green peas, right? So just imagine this is entire one fruit, and in this one fruit, imagine this is the ovary before fertilization, right? And in which these are the ovules. Now fertilization done, right? And then this all ovules convert into seed and ovary converts into fruit. Now, you know that ovules attach to the ovary, ovule attached to the ovary by a placenta structure. So, can you make out over here this swollen structures? Small swollen structures. घर पे भी अगर आपने ये ऐसा किया है, okay, peas के लिए, so you can clearly observe this thing. That swollen structures are present. These are placenta. These are placenta to which ovules attach to the ovary. Next, so placentation, in that the arrangement of ovule within the ovary is known as placentation. Exactly at which point the placenta form. So basically 6 types are there in that we are going to study. That arrangement of ovule inside the ovary, right? First type of placentation that we called marginal placentation. That we called marginal placentation. In that ovary, or here you see, here you consider ovary, so it will become easy, and these are the ovules. So here placenta forms a ridge-like structure. Placenta forms ridge, or we can simply say that swollen structure. These all are ridge shape or the swollen structure. Along the ventral suture. Ventral suture meaning what now? Green peas are there, right? When we open up this green peas to get that seeds, if we can recall, पता है ऐसे 2 pores separate हो जाते हैं. ऐसा देखा है आपने? Have you observed this thing? 2 pores are separated and we can easily collect the green peas, right? So one that we call, आप check करना next time से, right? On one of the pore at the margin, that is this type of ovules or the green pea seeds are attached. That pore you called ventral. That is the which one? Ventral. Other one we call the dorsal. Right? So the placenta forms a ridge along the ventral suture of the ovary. Suture meaning opening. Right? ये part जो होता है from this, when we pull up easily, it can open up 2 pores. So we call the sutures. So ventral suture of the ovary, and the ovules are born on this ridge. Ovules are born on this ridge, forming the 2 rows. Right? So marginal placentation. Remember, first, placenta forms a ridge, swollen structure. On which suture? Ventral suture. And on this ridge, ovules are born. On this ridge, placenta, ovules are born. Here this placenta formation takes place at the margin. जो margin है यहाँ का ventral suture, on that the placenta is formed. That's why the name given, it's a marginal placentation. An example, peas. Peas meaning understand Fabaceae family. बोलिए, clear है? First type of placentation, marginal placentation, on which, remember, placenta forms on the ventral suture by forming a ridge-like structure. Now the second one, that is axile placentation. Second, that's what type of placentation? Axile. Very easy. ये कौन सा है? First of all, fruit, vegetable, which one?
Capsicum.
Yes, correct. Capsicum. Right? Capsicum, आप imagine करो. Even same structure you can observe in case of tomato. Right? Now, see, अभी learn किया था tomato में what type of ovaries is carpus condition? Which one? Syncarpus, apocarpus. In tomato, which one? Yes, syncarpus. Now, if you have good imagination power, then and then you can understand this. You know that ovary converts into fruit. Right? See, one ovary, second ovary, third ovary, fourth ovary. And here at the center, placenta is formed, and on which this ovules are arranged. आपको पता है center में आपको bunch of seeds मिलते हैं. In case of tomato and in case of this capsicum. Same bunch of. So these are the ovules. Before fertilization, ऐसा structure, ovary, placenta and seeds, or the ovules. Now imagine, once the fertilization done, ovary converts into fruit, ovules converts into seed. So in that, by seeing the fruit, you can understand whether the ovary is syncarpus or polycarpus. If we can make out over here that ovaries are fused with each other, see, they are fused with each other. One carpel that fused with other one adjacent. Can you able to make out this thing? Tell me. No, good. So in this, remember, here ovary or the, just a second. Here, this single carpel, particularly this ovary part, they are folded in a such a way that they all met at the center. They all are met at the center. They are folded in a such a way that all met at the center. And at this center position, placenta is formed, on which the ovules are born. Right? Yes. Yes, Shrisi. आपको जितने कार्पल्स दिखेंगे, okay, I am coming in that point. So exile placentation, when the placenta is exile and the ovules are attached to it in a multilocular ovary. Multilocular ovary meaning what? Over here now. See, this is the one carpel, second carpel, third carpel, and the fourth. All carpel fuse to each other. So they form a, this is the one compartment, second compartment, third compartment, and fourth compartment. These all are known as, either you can say the compartment or you can say that locule or chamber. You can say that locule or the chamber. So that's why here one locule, second, third, and fourth, right? We can say that if more than one locules are present, more, see, if single locule we called, just a second, if single locule we call monolocular condition. Then next, if two locules we call bilocular. Let's say if three compartments, then trilocular. Four hai to we call tetralocular. Simply more than two we consider multilocular condition. More than two we consider multilocular. For 3, 4, 5, whatever in number. Right? So number of locules, आपको जितने भी लोक्यूल्स दिखते हैं यहाँ पे, राइट, नंबर ऑफ लोक्यूल्स, ये फॉर्मूला है एक, नंबर ऑफ लोक्यूल्स इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ कार्पेल्स. नंबर ऑफ लोक्यूल्स इज इक्वल टू नंबर ऑफ कार्पेल्स. 1, 2, 3, 4 locules. So understand, in that four carpel meaning 4 ovary, 4 style, and 4 stigma. But here they are fused with each other. So we thought, okay, their appearance like a one. But when we take a section, see over here, when we take a, up capsicum बाहर से देखो, so it's a one single structure, right? But when we take a section, then appears like a this one, then we can understand exactly in that single ovary is present or many ovaries are there and they are fused with each other. Continual or transverse. This one is a, see, this one is a transverse section. Circular form में आता है ना, that's why we call it a transverse section. आप longitudinal लोगे तो ऐसा आएगा, right? Now next, so all the carpels are fused in a such a way that they all met at the center, and at that point here the placenta formation occur, and on which the seeds are arranged. Next, see the picture of tomato. See again the same. At the center over here, पता है ridge like structure placenta is formed. Can you tell me over here how many locules are there? In this one, how many? Yes, correct. Very good. Here two locules are there, 1 and 2, right? And at this, both met at the center over here, the placenta formation, and on which these seeds are, or the ovules are born. Right? Tomato में ये, okay, tomato variety, it depends on the tomato varieties. यहाँ पे 2 locules है. In some of them, trilocular condition even. Right? Some of the tomatoes, if you observe that, totally round. Some of them are oblong even. So these are the 2 varieties actually of the tomatoes. In that these differences are there. So see, this is the ovary wall fruit form. Then center placenta. Then locule. This is the one locule, right? And another one. Exile placentation clear? Now the third one that we call the parietal placentation. Parietal placentation, in that see, this is one carpel, then second carpel, and the third carpel, right? But all carpels, see, totally free होने चाहिए, तभी हम बोलेंगे apocarpus. Any point if they are fused with each other, okay, whether superficial or the deep, we call syncarpus condition. So if you can make out over here, this first carpel, this one, suppose we consider first, so it syncs with that adjacent carpel, just superficial, okay, their walls, not deep like a exile placentation. Exile में क्या था, wall totally fold inward, right, in all, like this. ये होता तो exile हो जाता. Over here placenta is formed. But here the placenta is which one? Parietal. Parietal meaning periphery. Parietal meaning what? Periphery. In this, the placenta form at the periphery site. At the periphery site, and here just at that periphery, the carpels, one carpel, second carpel, third carpel. So exactly at this point where they are joined, touch to each other, placenta formation takes place, and on which the seeds are or the ovules are arranged. So here placenta form at the periphery where the adjacent carpels fuse with each other, right? That we called parietal placentation. That we call parietal placentation. In parietal placentation, see, in parietal placentation, remember that the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary or on the peripheral part. Ovary has two wall layer, outer and inner. So this is the inner one. This is the outer one. On the inner wall, this placenta form at the periphery, remember. And one peculiar feature of this parietal placentation is we called false septum. We call false septum or raflum. Raflum. Parietal placentation, in that unique feature is there, false septum or the raflum. Now, can you tell me in this how many locules are present? बोलिए, आपको कितने चैम्बर्स दिखते हैं इसमें इन दिस डायग्राम? Yes, Galav, correct. Only one chamber is there. Yes, Shri, correct. 1, 2, and 3. Right? And here the placenta form on which the ovules are born. This is the placenta. Right? Outer ovary wall. Now next, so they are synced with each other. Exile में क्या था? Totally they fused with each other from inside. So we get the 3 compartment in case of exile. But over here, they are fused just at periphery. So this one we call unilocular or monolocular की जगह पे हम use करेंगे this word unilocular. Both are same. Either you can say that monolocular or unilocular condition. सिंगल लोक्यूल, बट इसमें एक्चुअल जो ओव्यूल्स अरेंज होते हैं, जो फॉल्स सेप्टम वर्ड दिया है, दे आर अरेंज इन दिस वे. Ovules are arranged in this way. So, on the basis of the ovules, now can we say that it's a multilocular condition? Yes or no? On the basis of the ovule arrangement, we can say that multilocular condition instead of that unilocular. So, actually, अरेंजमेंट ऐसा होता है. सो अपियरेंस वाइज ये क्या है? मल्टीलोक्यूलर. बट ओरिजिनली तो ये क्या है? यूनिलोक्यूलर. रिमेंबर, appearance wise, due to the arrangement ovules in a such a way that it forms the multilocule condition, but actually it's a unilocular condition, remember. And that this part, okay, which creates the false septum, ovules arrange in a such a way that it creates the multilocular condition, and that we call the false septum, or this one we call the raflum. All of you, do you get my point? This thing. Good. Next, fourth type of placentation that we call pre-central placentation. Fourth one, first we have learned marginal, second axile. Remember all at the center placenta formation, marginal में at the margin on ventral suture, then parietal at the periphery region, right? Now the fourth one, pre-central. Pre-central placentation, in that this is the TS and this one is LS, right? Now, in this, first understand the LS. This is the ovary, then style and all that. So ovary base part, understand, not given in your textbook explanation, but understand. The base part of the ovary shows inward growth, inwardly upward growth. Base part of the ovary that shows inwardly upward growth, and this growth upward part now acts as a placenta, and on which the ovules are arranged. On all sides, ovules are arranged. Look wise same. Now, when we take the TS of this part, okay, simply देखो आपके पास पेंसिल या पेन, और आपके पास कुकुम्बर है, कुकुम्बर है, टोमेटो. कुकुम्बर देखो सिलिंड्रिकल फॉर्म में होता है. व्हेन वी टेक, आप पता है सैंडविच के लिए थीन स्लाइस हम कट करते हैं, तो सिलिंड्रिकल है, बट स्लाइस बनाते हैं, टीएस लेते हैं तो वो सर्क्यूलर हो जाता है. सेम वे ओवर हियर, व्हेन वी टेक दिस टीएस, appearance wise what? That's the circular form. Now, so in that outer wall, so first ये outer wall हो गया. Now at the center placenta is there. At the center placenta, and then on which the ovules are there. When we make a TS, structure appears like a this. See. So here placenta, actually देखो यहाँ पे LS देखते तब पता चलता है कि from the base of the ovary this thing is attached, that upgrowth which form the placenta. But in this one TS, we have previously studied that marginal, axile, parietal with TS. So this one we also go with the which one? TS. So अब TS अगर आप ऑब्जर्व करते हो तो सेंटर में प्लेसेंटा है, but this placenta is not attached to the wall of the ovary. यहाँ पे ऐसे attachment है? No. So just at the center placenta is formed, which is not attached to the wall of the ovary or any part of the ovary. That's why we call it's a central, like a exile, but free central. Okay, that makes the difference between exile placentation and this one free central placentation. बोलिए, first understand free central placentation. Here, this type of septa, okay, partition septa are absent, right? Now, so can you tell me this is unilocular condition or multilocular or bilocular? Which one? According to TA, this one. Single locule is there, right? Yes, unilocular condition. So this is the free central placentation. Then next one, basal placentation, which is very, very easy. Basal placentation, in that from the base of the ovary, okay, to the base of the ovary, single ovule is attached, large single ovule. See, this is the consider fruit, so we consider ovary. Base पे देखो attachment है over here, and this is the ovule which convert into seed, right? अब mango में भी देखो same. So the placenta develops at the base of the ovary. We called basal placentation. Easy. Placenta form or develop at the base of the ovary, and in which, this is one more characteristic feature, single ovule is there. यहाँ पे किसी में भी many ovules नहीं, only which one single ovule is present, we called basal placentation. And the last type of placentation, that we called superficial placentation. Last type of placentation that we call superficial placentation. ये orange है. Can anyone tell me, is this orange? Orange का ये TS लेके रखा है. Yes or no? Yes. No. No वाले correct है. Actually. Orange में अगर आप देखो, यहाँ पे these are the ovules. Okay, first understand, and then again you can give your answer whether it's a section of orange or not, right? चलिए, लेमन भी नहीं है गालो ये. लेमन में आपने देखा है कभी इतने सारे पार्टीशंस? चलिए, superficial placentation, in that superficial में ovary has certain characteristic. It's not a pineapple. Remember, just wait. Ovary is multicarpellary. Single carpel इसमें मिलेगा ही नहीं. Multicarpellary condition, right? Then these all carpels, seen carpels, all are fused with each other. Fused, see, these are the locules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like. So multicarpellary, seen carpus, and multilocular condition. Multicarpellary, seen carpus, multilocular condition. See, if this one is exile, then placenta forms at the center. All these carpels fused at the center, they all at the meet at the center, and then over here seeds formation or ovules in this part. Ovules attach, right? Because placenta यहाँ पे. But in this, ovules actually are arranged over here. These are the ovules. Like this, right? So if I make single carpel over here, Okay. Ovary, first of all. So ovary, in that, this is the single carpel. Remember, like that over here, one more, then third. In each one, that's their inner wall. Okay, their inner wall over here. This one is the inner wall. This inner wall forms a placenta. On the inner wall itself, placenta forms. All the sides placenta form, right? And on which the ovules are arranged. ऐसा स्ट्रक्चर है ये. लेमन में ऐसा मिलता है आपको? टेल मी नाउ. डू यू गेट दैट सेम टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर इन केस ऑफ लेमन? ने जो अभी ऑरेंज में यस बोला था, ऑरेंज में ऐसे होते सीड्स. ऑरेंज सीजन है अभी, चेक कर लेना कट करके. ऑरेंज में एक्साइल प्लासेंटेशन, सेंटर में ही सीड्स होते हैं एंड मैक्सिमम 5 to 6 in this. Can imagine so many seeds, ovules are there. यहाँ पे सारे ovules ही है, right? Entire. So this one we call superficial placentation. Here the inner wall of the ovary on which the placenta formation takes place on all sides. So the ovules are born on that, and this type of placentation we called superficial placentation. Here condition of ovary, remember, multicarpellary, syncarpous, multilocular. बोलिए, क्लियर है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अंडरस्टैंडिंग marginal, axial, parietal, precentral, basal and superficial. See, can you tell me in this one, in this diagram, what type of placentation is seen? Marginal, right? Example, remember P being shortly, that's a Fabaceae family. Now, next, second thing, that if I draw the structure like this is the outer ovary wall, then inner ovary wall, 1, 2, just a second to make it easy. Can you tell me this is what type of placentation? Correct. Parietal. Next. If this type of, यहाँ पे थोड़ा proper नहीं आया है. Yes, center on which over here, ovules are born, that we call the axile. Then next, if this type of diagram is given, then tell me this one indicates what type of placentation? Precentral, correct. Then next, this type of placentation is which one? Basal, correct. And last type of placentation in which ovary, each carpel wall, okay, itself form the placenta, and on which the ovules are attached. This one indicates correct superficial, right? Now remember the examples. Marginal में P, exile placentation in that tomato lemon, China rose. Tomato, lemon, and China rose, hibiscus. Okay, one homework. Bottle gourd. Bottle gourd meaning dudhi. Okay, dudhi, even करेला, gourd, bitter gourd. So आपको ये find out करना है कि in that what type of placentation. नेट पे नहीं find out करना है. घर पे अगर ये vegetables है, okay, cut it and observe कि वहां पे एक्चुअल सीड्स आप देख रहे हो वो कहाँ पे अरेंज है. आपको जनरली कंफ्यूजन होगा एक्साइल एंड पैराइटल में, राइट? इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास यू विल हैव टू टेल मी. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट, पैराइटल प्लासेंटेशन. इन दैट एग्जांपल मस्टर्ड एंड आर्जीमोन. Parietal in that, remember, mustard and argemone. Then next, precentral. In that example, dianthus, prime rose. Dianthus and the prime rose. Basil, sunflower, marigold. Sunflower and marigold. Marigold गलगोटाना फ्लावर, ओके, जो टेम्पल में यूज होते हैं. देन सुपरफिशियल, इन दैट वाटर लिली, निम्फिया. ओके, निम्फिया इज द जीनस नेम, वाटर लिली. विद दैट आई हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस प्लेसेंटेशन टॉपिक. बोलिए, क्लियर है? किसी को भी कोई भी प्लेसेंटेशन नहीं समझ में आया तो बोलो. All of you give your answer. Yes, good. Now 5 minutes break, and then after break we will go through that fruit part. Take a break. Our work. So some of the students in break that they have got that God. Tell me, what type of presentation in this? Yes, parietal. Okay. आपको ये पार्ट मीन, यहाँ से आप से दिस वन इज नॉट अ प्लेसेंटा. सीड्स के स्टॉक्स देखो यहाँ पे है, right? And on which the seeds are attached at this point. So this is the parietal, periphery, right? Next part, that's the fruit. Very small, very easy. Fruit is the characteristic feature of flowering plants. Flower that particularly ovary converts into fruit. Basically, we can say that fruit is a mature or ripened ovary developed after fertilization. It is a fruit. Okay, fruit, remember, that is formed from the ovary after fertilization. So mature ovary, or we can say that the ripened ovary. Next type of the fruit. See, it may be the true fruit, false fruit, and parthenocarpic fruit. True fruit meaning what? That we know ovary converts into fruit, and that is the main edible part, right? So if fruit develops from the ovary, which is the edible part, we call the true fruit. Then next, that's a false fruit. That with the ovary, other parts of the flower, like a thalamus, one of the example is we call the thalamus, that also forms fruit and becomes the edible part, like example apple. Apple, in that the apple, when we take a longitudinal section, at the center you get this type of margins, and over here seeds are present. Have you observed this thing? Apple in that. Okay. So in this is the actually the ovary, this much part in which the seeds are enclosed. This part, which is the main edible part, actually it's the thalamus. Even cashew में भी होता है, cashew का जो fruit है same. So false fruit in that the main fruit that is developed from the thalamus over here, other than the ovary, we can say that thalamus. True fruit develop from the ovary only, which is the main edible part. Next type of fruit that we call parthenocarpic fruit means fruit formed without fertilization. Without fertilization, fruit formation means without fertilization, ovary converts into fruit. Right? So, without fertilization, ovary converts into fruit in which seeds are not formed. In which seeds are not formed. Remember. So this type of fruit we call parthenocarpic fruit. Can you give me any example of seedless fruit? Can you give me any example of seedless fruit? Very easy. All season में मिलता है. Yes, banana. Right? Nowadays, some of the even grapes are also there, okay, in which the seeds are not present. So these are the parthenocarpic fruit. Fruit develop without fertilization. And with जिसमें seeds नहीं है, remember these all are parthenocarpic fruit. These all are parthenocarpic fruit. So this is the basic classification of fruit. Otherwise, fruit has a very huge classification, very huge. Right? Next, fruit consists of fruit wall that we called pericarp. Fruit wall we call the pericarp, and in which the seeds are present. So fruit, it's made up of, entire fruit is made up of these two things, pericarp plus seed. Next, this pericarp fruit, right, that main wall, it may be the dry or fleshy. Dry in that, if I can give you the example, आप देखो नट्स, जितने भी नट्स है, आलमंड है, cashew, right? So in all that, the one which almond particularly, the other cashew, out this part actually is not a fleshy. Fleshy का meaning what? Juicy in nature. आप mango ले लो, मैंगो का ये पूरा फ्रूट वॉल जो होता है, that is juicy in nature. In compared to that almond है, nuts, जितने भी, in all that this fruit wall is actually the which one? Dry. Right? So pericarp may be dry or fleshy. If pericarp is fleshy and thick and fleshy, remember dry hai, then we cannot able to divide them into their three further parts. If the pericarp is fleshy, then and then we can divide them into three parts. Outermost, that we called epicarp. Outermost we call the epicarp. Then next we called mesocarp, exo or epicarp. Remember, both are correct. Then mesocarp and then endocarp. You know, this is the all favorite fruit, mango, in which the outer thin skinny covering that we actually remove, that is their epicarp. Then center, this one, main juicy part, mango juice, carinoros, right? So that is the main juicy part in which fibers are also present. Then this one, can you tell me, is this a seed of mango? ये मैंगो का सीड है, यस और नो? नो. यू नो द, इसको पता है ड्राई करते हैं, फिर ब्रेक करते तो उसके अंदर से गुटली, मेन स्मॉल, that is their seed. This is the part of fruit still, right? So that is endocarp. This one is endocarp, and you know it's a very hard structure, hard and stony structure, we can say that, right? So if pericarp becomes thick and the fleshy, it is differentiated into three: epicarp, mesocarp, and the endocarp. Epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. Now, if pericarp becomes thick and fleshy, that is also further divided into so many types of fruit. Here we are going to discuss only one type of fruit. That type of fruit we call drupe. That we call the drupe. Drupe में one of the example है mango. So drupe, can you tell me, this is the one fruit entire. So how many ovaries are present over here? It's a unilocular or multilocular? Tell me first of all. यूनिलोक्यूलर कंडीशन और मल्टीलोक्यूलर कंडीशन मैंगो में कैसा मिलेगा आपको? यस, सिंगल लोक्यूल, राइट, in which that single ovule, single seed is present. So monocarpellary ovary, position of ovary, remember superior. ये आपको लर्न करना है. We have learned this thing, if you remember, in the last class. Superior ovary containing flowers we call the hypogynous flower, hypo, peri and epi. So hypogynous में one more example, mango. And this drupe are one-seeded fruit. This drupe are one-seeded fruit. Remember, monocarpellary, superior ovary, and one seed. Then next example, mango and coconut. First, we will understand mango. Outermost we call the pericarp is differentiated into three. Mango का जो epicarp और exocarp है, that is skinny layer, thin skinny. Mesocarp, that is the main juicy fibrous edible part. Then endocarp is the hard stony structure, and in which the seed is present, right? Then next example of the drupe fruit, that is the coconut. Coconut, in that, see, green one and dry one, both are there to understand easily. So first, this greenish color structure, understand. It is the thin skinny layer. जैसे green remove होता है ना, देखो ऐसे brown color, ये वाला brown color part start हो जाता है, right? So This greenish color, can you tell me, thin skinny, that is the which layer of pericarp? That we called what? Correct, epicarp. Okay, remember this is the epicarp. Then next one, that is the fibrous. That is the so much fibrous part. See over here, right? फ्रेश कोकोनट, अगर फ्रेश कोकोनट वाटर हम लेते हैं ना, तो पता है आउटर ग्रीन दिखता है, फिर यहाँ पे ये पूरा थिक पार्ट होता है, वो थोड़ा व्हाइटिश जैसा आपको लिखता है. In that so many thread like sugar, it's the fibrous one, right? So mesocarp, in case of mango, juicy, fleshy. In case of coconut, mesocarp is a fibrous. Okay, mesocarp is a which one? Fibrous. See, इसको हम coil पे बोलते हैं. Remember, coil meaning fibrous. Then next, आप देखो मंदिर में जाते हैं, like श्रीफल, if you know. श्रीफल, जस्ट इमेजिन के पूरा श्रीफल होता है तो उसके ऊपर वो थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं. देन रिमूव इट. सो इनसाइड दैट हार्ड સ્ટોની મેઇન શ્રીફળ જે આપણે વધેરીએ છે મંદિરમાં એવું કહીએ, રાઈટ, from which the coconut water comes out. So this one, hard one, that is the endocarp. That is the which one? Endocarp. And inside that endocarp, the water is there. That is the endosperm. Remember angiosperm, triploid, pen. ये है वो endosperm, which is the main edible part. यहाँ पे main edible part क्या है? Endosperm, watery liquid, right? So coconut, remember, outer thin skinny epicarp, then fibrous mesocarp, hard stony endocarp, and then inside that water is present, water and even this. Okay, वाटर, फ्रेश कोकोनट है तो वाटर के अंदर उसमें पता है मलाई पार्ट होता है, राइट? दिस बोथ इंडिकेट्स द एंडोस्पर्म विच इज द एडिबल पार्ट. बोलिए, क्लियर है? ड्रूप टाइप ऑफ फ्रूट. Okay, now we are going to revise the topics which we have learned today. Seed I will take in the next class. Okay, so rapid fire round. Okay, you have to give a quick answer. First, if carpels are free from each other, then we called which condition? If many carpels are there and they all are free from each other, we called, correct, apocarpus. All of you write down. Apocarpus A से start होता है, right? Not from E. Then, if these carpels are fused to each other, then we called syncarpus, right? चलिए, first type of placentation. First type of placentation. Marginal. Example. Example. Peas, right? Second type of placentation. Exile. Write down their example. tomato, lemon, China rose. Now listen my question. One twist. One of the type of placentation in which ovules are born on central axis but septa are absent. Which one? Ovules are born on central axis but septa are absent. Yes, this one we call free central. Examples. Yes, primrose, correct. Then dianthus. Very good. Next, in what type of placentation false septum formation takes place? Or raflum? Parietal. Examples. Examples. Yes, bottle gourd, bitter gourd, mustard, algemon, correct. Cucumber even. Then next, which conditions are there for superficial placentation? Multicarpellary. Then multicarpus carpus नहीं, multicarpellary. सीन कार्पस होता है. Yes, Rishi, good. Multicarpellary, सीन कार्पस, multilocular ovary. Right? Example. Yes, water lily, nymphea. Correct. Drupe type of fruit. Examples. Mango. Second example. Coconut. If fruit form without fertilization, we call yes, parthenocarpic fruit. Correct. Next. True fruit develops from what? Correct. Jubal. Ovary. That is the correct answer. Last question. Example of false fruit.